In a bustling city where the streets never slept, there was a peculiar problem. No one could find rest at night. Despite their best efforts, sleep eluded them, leaving the city shrouded in a veil of exhaustion. During the day, the city buzzed with activity. Parents hustled off to work, mothers whipped up delicious meals, and children scurried off to school. But as night descended and the city settled into its slumber, the residents found themselves wide awake, tossing and turning in their beds. Frustrated and fatigued, they turned to storytelling to pass the sleepless hours. But even the most enchanting tales couldn't coax their weary minds into slumber. Night after night, they wrestled with insomnia, yearning for a reprieve from their restless nights. Finally, they sought the guidance of the wise Mr. Knight, the only person in the city who could drift off into Recalling a kindness bestowed upon him in his youth, Mr. Knight beseeched the glowworm for assistance. "Dear friend," he implored, "I once received pollen from your wings, granting me the gift of sleep. Will you bestow upon me more of your precious pollen, so that I may help my fellow citizens?" Moved by Mr. Knight's plea, the glowworm graciously brushed off some of its magical pollen onto a nearby leaf. With gratitude in his heart, Mr. Knight collected the shimmering powder and hastened back to the city. Gently, he instructed the residents to apply the glowworm's pollen to their weary eyes before bedtime. Skeptical yet hopeful, they followed his instructions, their hearts fluttering with anticipation. To their astonishment and joy as they closed their eyes that night, a sense of tranquility washed over them. One by one, they succumbed to the embrace of sleep, drifting off into a deep and restful slumber. From that night onward, the city was transformed. No longer plagued by sleepless nights, its residents awoke each morning feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. They marveled at the power of kindness and cooperation, grateful for Mr. Knight's selfless act of compassion. And so, with the gentle glow of the glowworm's pollen illuminating their dreams, the people of the city lived happily ever after, cherishing the gift of sleep and the bonds of community that had brought them together.